Hey guys, what is going on? In the video today, I'm extremely excited because in today's video, I'm going to be introducing to you all a brand new shoemaker known as Cordobes Handmade Boots, made in Mexico. I've been talking to the owner recently. He's a super nice guy. His name is Alfonso Ignacio, and he is the founder of Cordobes Handmade Boots, a company that specializes in crafting high quality, customizable leather boots. Stay tuned. I do plan to schedule him for a boot talk so we can delve into the mind of the maker himself. But in the meantime, let's open up the box and take a look at the boots. So we've got a thank you card from the Cordobes team. Thank you. We are grateful you placed your trust in us. Long waking hours and our experience. We hope you can wear this pair for years to come. Alfonso Ignacio. Very nice. It comes with a beautiful, silky, smooth boot bag as well. A very nice touch. Wow, let's just take a look at these boots first and foremost. So they allowed me to customize these. Yeah, so this is going to be in a Lafarque Albatross leather. And this particular pair, so this is what they call their standard service boot in brown. And I really like basically everything about this boot. So it's going to retail at $299 USD, which is a steal for what we're getting here. This, in my opinion, rivals the likes of a build from Viberg. This is about as classic of a service boot as you're gonna get. It feels like something that was made, could have been made for hundreds of years in the old world. And that's kind of what inspired me to get into leatherwork myself. I wanted to use rudimentary materials to build a very robust product without the use of advanced technologies, lasers, stitching machines. Like I wanted to do it all by hand and whatnot. This boot to me looks like something right out of the old world. This could easily be a boot that was made 300 years ago, in my opinion. It's just got a super rustic, antique look about it. I love it. I'm gushing over it because a bit of a history buff myself. I see a lot of history in this boot, a lot of heritage. It just sort of comes through. Nothing about this looks artificial to me at all. Of course, they use a modern stitching machine. Aside from that, everything else is very rustic. This is the Cordobes service boot in brown. It's a classic lace-up service boot. It has a 6 and 7 ounce chrome tanned full grain leather. I did double check with Alfonso, and this is actually Albatross. It's leather from Lafarque. I have my Christian Daniels Chelsea boots are in Albatross leather, and I am just over the moon with that pair. I was skeptical of Lafarque tannery at first. I didn't think I was gonna like really anything that came out of the tannery. But once I tried out the Albatross, from what I can tell, their version of Chrome XL, it's got a really rich pull-up, and it's thick, and it's hardy, and it's chock full of waxes and oils. I could just tell by looking at it and feeling it, and it's very hardy stuff. I would definitely, if you're gonna get anything from the Lafarque tannery, not that I'm an expert, but the Albatross leather, as shown here, and as in my maple Christian Daniel Chelsea boots, I can tell you, I vouch for it 100%. It is phenomenal stuff. Any tannery could do their own sort of version of Chrome XL. It's never going to be quite the same as Horween's. Horween's, it's shrunken down, and they have their own proprietary blend of oils and waxes and stuff that they do, and it's got its own unique smell as well. Other tanneries can achieve a chrome tanned leather that's rich in pull-up, just like Chrome XL. Working with Seidel Tannery, they make double shot, which many would argue their double shot is superior to Horween's Chrome XL. I don't think the double shot is stretched as much as what's going on. It has a firmer temper. It's beautiful stuff. I love it. That's just a little info there. I'm a big fan of the Lafarque Albatross leather. These boots have a double stitch down construction for you stitch down snobs. It's got a leather midsole. It's got a 10 ounce leather insole, an unlined shaft. This is going to be on their D25 last. I'll get more into the lasts in a minute. They have their D25, they have their C100 lasts, and then they also offer their builds in a D and a triple E option. You can do a leather sole, which I opted for because leather soles are my favorite, and they're the cool sole for guys who know what they're doing. You can do a lugged commando sole or an eco rubber sole, and all their boots are made to order. They have an on-demand production system. All their boots are fully customizable. If you want to further customize your order, like change the type of leather, the hardware, the construction, the toe structure, or special sizing, you can contact Cordobes Boots in their made-to-order program, and you can make your boot from the ground up with them. That is awesome. I love it. A little bit about Alfonso. He's a fellow boot enthusiast. He's actually followed me for a while and followed a lot of members in our community, and he was inspired by the boot lover community to start his own brand. And that, to me, just is the absolute best. I love seeing this happen when somebody who loves boots that much starts their own brand and just runs with their passion. So their boots are handmade with the utmost attention to detail and quality. They offer a range of customization options within the boundaries of their 3 upper styles. They've got their cap toe, their Chelsea, and their service boot, which is a standard plain toe. If you do go through the customization process, they'll send you a lengthy, detailed Excel spreadsheet for you to fill out and send back to them. That's what I love. These guys are super duper detail oriented. They want to make sure that you're getting exactly what you're looking for. And so you can choose everything, the hardware, the stitch color, the sole, the uppers. I looked at it and I sent it back to them, and it was a very detailed Excel spreadsheet. It wasn't just an option of 5 things. It was like, no, it was very detailed. As for sizing, this is always the big question. I told them I'm a 9 Brannock, and they recommended to go true to size. They did invite me to send in my foot measurements in inches and centimeters to ensure the best fit. Yeah, so these are in a size 9. I can tell you just by looking at them, this is my right size. This is 100% my size. And I find this with a lot of Mexican-made boot brands and or South American boot brands. They typically run true to size, which I definitely appreciate. I've been looking at boots long enough. It's kind of like my brother. He could tune a guitar without the help of anything. He just hears it. I've grown adept at knowing my size just at a glance. All right, let's size these up against these Parkhursts in color 8 Dublin. Yeah, the lasts are different, but I believe they are the same size. Heel to toe, they're identical. They just sit a little differently. The Parkhurst heel extends well below the Cordobes boots. It might be creating an optical illusion because the Cordobes boots heel is actually set inward from the back of the heel counter, and whereas the Parkhurst heel extends beyond the back of the heel counter. So when I'm looking at these, I'm trying to line up the heel counters exactly to the toes. And yeah, the Cordobes might be, I'm gonna go ahead and say that they're the identical length. It's just a little bit of an optical illusion there. I would say for sure go true to size. The leathers are very stiff. They're a very firm temper, and for that reason I don't anticipate a whole lot of stretch or a whole lot of give. So true to size is my recommendation. And even at true to size, these are going to be on the smaller size, but I could tell you they're a perfect fit, and I'll get footage of me confirming that. Let's compare the Truman 79 last Ink Chiha against the true to size Cordobes boots, and yeah, as you can see there, perfect. Yeah, the Cordobes, they're going to have an unstructured toe here, more almond, but so whatever your Truman size is, go up a half. Let's get another one. Here's the HELM side zip boot in an 8.5. Cordobes 9. Yep. Same size. Same size. Very comparable lasts here, actually. Caswell in chocolate glazed bison, size 9, up against Cordobes, size 9. And yeah, I would say the sizes are the same there. Both brands are true to size. Thoroughgood roofers, size 8.5. These are a little generous on me. And yeah, these look to be a half size larger than the Cordobes boots. I could probably take these in a size 8. The Cordobes does appear to be even a little smaller at true to size. All right, Alden Indy, True Balance 8.5, Cordobes size 9. Yeah, the Aldens are bigger for sure. Now, they are a generous fit on me. I've concluded that my best Alden size actually is probably an 8E, not so much the standard half size down, but actually going the full size down. Grant Stone 8.5, Leo Last, Diesel Boot, Cordobes size 9. Yeah, I consider these to be a perfect fit. If I wanted a little bit more room, I might actually go up from true to size, a half size. So just keep that in mind. Here are my Viberg service boots on the 2030 last, and as you can see here, yeah, these seem to be, the 8.5s seem to be a full size larger than these size 9s. My ideal size in Viberg is an 8, and I believe the Viberg size 8 and the Cordobes size 9 would probably be equivalent. So I asked him about the difference in the lasts between their D25 and the C100. The D25 is made for a dressier look. It resembles a Thursday boot last with an elongated toe and sleeker with a sleeker look. The C100 is made to be roomier. It resembles the look of an Alden or a Truman 79. Yeah, it resembles the look of a Truman 79. So yeah, so their C100 last is going to be more of their work boot aesthetic, whereas this, the D25, is definitely going to be more of their elegant, more refined version. And I do love the look of this boot. The silhouette is just beautiful. I love how it just tapers out, like pretty aggressively too. It's like, it just comes down, boom, ends. Yeah, the patterning is really beautiful too. I love how the back heel stay is one piece. It is structured, and it sort of overlaps with the quarter right here. It's subtle, but you can see it. Yeah, right there. Very beautiful patterning. Quadruple stitched vamp, quadruple stitched on the quarter here, double stitched on the back heel stay. Yeah, I really like that back heel stay style. Viberg does that. And then so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 standard eyelets, 2 speed hooks, and then 1 standard eyelet at the top as well. Yeah, beautiful almond-shaped toe last. The leather sole is amazing too. I love a leather sole. There's probably, let me just get a gauge here. So beneath your feet you have 10 ounces of veg tan leather. That's 4 millimeters. That is thick. That is a thick leather sole. I love it. Yeah, so we've got a full grain insole, midsole, and outsole. So on the inside we've also got a full grain leather sock liner. Yeah, the tongue is a real nice, malleable, real thin leather, almost like it's so thin and malleable, it's more like a fabric almost. It's quite soft. Very nice there. We've also got really cool rawhide laces. I really like the look and the feel of these rawhides. And yeah, that stitch down welt is so well done. So the leathers are sourced locally in Lyon. These boots were made with a pull-up leather from the Lafargue tannery. And so for sizing, they recommend to go true to Brannock, but they do offer triple E as well. For the D25 last, they say it's similar to Thursday boots. This last is elongated and your toes will have room at the front, but the ball of the foot will be well fitted. If you have a wider foot, we highly recommend you go with our triple E sizing. For the C100, the only difference is the toe shape. The toe is roomier, but just a bit shorter, and the size is similar to Timberland's. Oh, cool. They also sell 100% vegetable tan belts on their site as well. So that's really cool. My final thoughts for the sole construction. I touched on it a little bit, but I really love how much veg tan they stack into this sole. So in the heel, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 layers of veg tan. And in the standard sole area, we've got 2 really thick layers and then 1 thinner insole layer. The stitching, yeah, it's 270-degree stitch down welt, absolutely beautiful. On the heel, we've got a rubber heel that is nailed down with 5 nails, beautiful. And a miniature pull tab right here, just a little something to help you get yourself into the boot. I love that. And what's interesting about this leather sole is it seems like they channeled the stitch, though I can't tell what happened. Maybe they interesting stitch channeling, as it looks like they were able to cover it up somehow. Maybe they stitched through and then they sanded it down and smoothed it out somehow. But yeah, it's super interesting and very cool. I really like that. So all in all, what do I think? I think that for 300 bucks, this is an outrageously good value. It just harkens back through history. I really feel like a connection with these boots. Like, these could have been worn for centuries. They really do have that rustic old world appearance. You know, if I saw these in a museum, I wouldn't be surprised. I'd be like, yeah, that looks like a boot worn by somebody in the early founders of America time frame. Now for my thoughts on fit after having worn them and compared them to some other of my more well-known boots. I was a little concerned because they did appear just a little bit smaller in terms of length, but as soon as I slipped these on, I was immediately wowed by the fit. So they appeared to be a little narrow in the toe, but actually very similar to Parkhurst boots. The looks can be deceiving in terms of volume. So there is ample volume in the midfoot area. I do have to say my heel to ball is perfectly lined up. my ultimate recommendation is go true to size. I was a little concerned at first because as I was trying to get my foot down through that taller shaft, I believe this is a 7-inch shaft, the shaft is a little bit narrow, so I had a hard time in the pass through. A lot of guys have a hard time with cowboy boots during the pass through as well, the first few wears. Cowboy and engineer boots are difficult in the pass through initially. As soon as my foot slipped in there, I could tell this was a phenomenal, perfect fit. I wouldn't do anything different. Yeah, so my recommendation is definitely true to size. 8.5 Parkhurst, size 8 Viberg, and I would definitely say that these fit very similar to my Viberg service boots in size 8. Real quick shameful plug for my website, dalesleatherworks.com. I sell these new cuffs. These are in Badalassi Cognac Vaqueta. Very beautiful. Been wearing these ever since I made myself a set. So go get yourself a set too at dalesleatherworks.com. Anyways, walking around in these, I could tell that definitely my heel to ball is perfectly placed. One thing that I did have to do with the laces, I did have to replace the original laces in these boots, mainly because of the rigidity of the laces. They were a little bit stiff. Now that will go away with some use, but it was mostly the length. By the time I had these boots completely laced up, I had about 2 inches worth of length remaining to tie the boot, and so I actually replaced them with some rawhides, some 72-inch rawhides, and they laced up impeccably. That was the only ding that I could find, honestly. Other than that, I am completely blown away by these boots. I highly, highly recommend them. They're a joy to wear. They're an absolute joy on foot. As soon as this leather sole breaks in completely, they're going to be basically going to be a custom-made boot. Last little detail I wanted to mention that I find really elegant and attractive about these boots is the way that the tongue is stitched to the vamp. It's really attractive. It's got a really nice curvaceous divot in there, and you can see it from certain angles. It's just a beautiful little subtle touch that just really augments the elegance of this boot. I will leave a link to the Cordobes website and their Instagram in the description below. Go give them a follow. Once again, I'm blown away by what I'm seeing here. At this price, you're getting a hell of a boot. Yeah, definitely don't size down because they run on the smaller side. So anyways, thanks a lot for watching, guys. Let's keep the love of boots alive. I'll see y'all in my next video.